Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, who is 9 months pregnant, was on the stand for the second day in a row. The jury was shown photos of past injuries.
Okay, so I wasn't even planning to talk about this, but once I saw that leaked list, that list, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's supposedly filled with names of women who were once involved with Sean Diddy Combs and might have been exposed to something seriously disturbing. At first I thought, nah, this has to be another wild internet rumor, but the more I looked into it, the more I realized people aren't just gossiping, they're genuinely worried. Fans, journalists, even folks who used to work with him. Nobody saw this coming. And the names? Let's just say these aren't random people. We're talking A-list actresses, Grammy-winning artists, models, influencers, women who once stood beside him like everything was perfect, now caught in a story that feels anything but. I'm not saying everything on that list is true, but in today's world, the truth doesn't always matter. The whispers are louder than ever, and this time, they're impossible to ignore. So stick with me till the end, because once you hear some of these names and what's being said about them now, it might completely change the way you see Diddy and the women who are closest to him. Let's get into it. Cassie Ventura, the ex who spoke out. For nearly a decade, Cassie Ventura wasn't just Diddy's girlfriend, she was a fixture in his life. Their relationship, on and off from 2010 to 2018, looked glamorous on the outside. Red carpets, private jets, and public displays of affection. But behind those perfect photos was a storm quietly brewing, one that Cassie would later unleash in a courtroom that stunned the nation. In 2025, Cassie broke her silence, not on social media, not in an interview, but under oath. Her courtroom testimony during Diddy's explosive legal battle revealed disturbing details about their relationship. Abuse, manipulation, control, the kind of revelations that made even veteran reporters shift in their seats. But here's the part that left people asking even more questions. She never said a single word about the swirling rumors tied to Diddy's health, not even once. And that silence? It spoke louder than any accusation, because as unconfirmed reports began surfacing about a possible HIV exposure list tied to Diddy's past, Cassie's name was one of the first people began whispering about. Not because she confirmed anything, but because of how close she had been, and how much she had already endured. Her silence on that topic said more than words ever could. Gina, the girlfriend who stayed hidden, while the world was busy watching Diddy's high-profile romances play out on red carpets and gossip blogs, Gina stayed quietly in the shadows. From 2014 to 2019, she was more than just a fleeting presence. She was his steady companion, the one who showed up when the cameras weren't rolling. No flashy headlines, no drama, just silent loyalty in a world that never stops talking. But silence doesn't keep secrets forever. As Diddy's name became entangled in dark new speculation, Gina's role in his past suddenly snapped into focus. Witness statements began surfacing, quiet admissions from those close to the scene, placing her at private parties, closed-door events, even in intimate moments that never made the tabloids. And now, with whispers of a so-called exposure list circling online like wildfire, Gina is no longer invisible. She's front and center, not because she came forward, but because the past refuses to stay buried. She avoided headlines for years, until now. Jocelyn Chu, the rebound girl. When Diddy and Cassie's long turbulent relationship finally came crashing down, it didn't take long for someone new to step into the frame. Enter Jocelyn Chu, a Canadian model who became the paparazzi's favorite overnight. From late 2018 to early 2019, she and Diddy were inseparable at high-profile events, their chemistry undeniable, and their photos splashed across every celebrity blog on the planet. It was short-lived, a brief whirlwind romance that faded almost as fast as it began. But now, with shocking rumors about Diddy's private life flooding social media, even those quick flings are being re-examined under a far more serious light. Because the question everyone's too afraid to ask out loud is this: can a fleeting fling leave a permanent mark? For Jocelyn, what once seemed like a glamorous rebound could now be part of a much darker story, one that's still unraveling. Lori Harvey, the vacation that sparked talk. In the summer of 2019, one set of vacation photos sent shockwaves through the internet. Lori Harvey, model, influencer, and daughter of Steve Harvey, was spotted vacationing in Italy, not just with Diddy, but with his entire family. The setting was picturesque, but the context, bizarre. because just months earlier, Lori had been romantically linked to Diddy's own son, Justin Combs. The internet exploded with speculation. Was it a love triangle, a publicity stunt, or something no one quite understood? The headlines came fast and faded even faster, but now those photos have resurfaced under a much darker lens. As unconfirmed whispers about Diddy's alleged health status continue to gain traction, even brief connections are raising eyebrows. Lori's Italian getaway once felt like harmless gossip. Today, some are wondering if that quick vacation could have had consequences no one ever imagined. Miracle Watts, the relationship that was never confirmed. Between 2019 and 2021, rumors swirled non-stop about Miracle Watts and Diddy. The actress and social media star was frequently seen at the same events in the same circles, and their flirty exchanges online only added fuel to the fire. They never confirmed anything publicly, but to fans watching closely, the signs were hard to miss. Back then, it was just another Hollywood are they or aren't they moment. Nothing more than playful speculation until now. In light of recent health-related rumors tied to Diddy, even unconfirmed relationships are being re-examined. Posts that once seemed harmless now carry a different weight. Was there more happening behind the scenes than anyone knew? Because when timelines start aligning and names keep showing up in the same conversations, what was once just gossip starts to feel like a warning no one noticed. And now Miracle's name is right back in the headlines, this time under a far more unsettling light. Young Miami, the open secret. Unlike so many of Diddy's past relationships, his connection with rapper Young Miami was never a secret. It was practically a show. From 2021 to 2023, the two flaunted their situationship in full view of the world. Red carpet appearances, social media flirtations, and candid conversations on her podcast, Croatia, Please made their bond look like a bold, no-strings-attached kind of fun. Fans ate it up. The banter, the chemistry, the jokes. It felt light, spontaneous, even refreshing. But now, things don't feel so playful anymore. With rumors swirling about Diddy's alleged health status, that once cheeky public romance has taken on a darker, more uncomfortable tone. Behind the cameras, behind the laughs, what was really going on? Was the world laughing, while something dangerous was quietly brewing behind the scenes? What once felt like open entertainment now leaves behind a trail of haunting questions, and not many answers. Dana Tran, the quiet woman who had his child. Dana Tran was never part of the celebrity circus. A high-level cybersecurity executive, she lived a private, polished life, far from red carpets and TMZ headlines. But that all changed in 2022, when she quietly gave birth to Diddy's daughter. One moment, she was a name known only within tech circles. The next, she was thrust into the center of a media frenzy she never asked for. Unlike Diddy's other relationships, Dana wasn't seen partying, posting, or posing. She stayed quiet, stayed hidden, until the child made that impossible. Now she's forever tied to a man whose past is being dissected under a disturbing new lens. A lifelong bond through a child, now tangled with swirling headlines, speculation, and fear. And the internet is asking, what did she know, and when? Jade Ramey. The paparazzi moment turned problematic. It was supposed to be just another tabloid headline. Jade Ramey caught kissing Diddy in Malibu, 2022. A quick snap by paparazzi, a flurry of gossip. Then, silence. Jade later downplayed it, calling the moment brief, insignificant. But now, in light of everything swirling around Diddy, that single kiss has taken on a darker tone. What once seemed like a fleeting tabloid footnote suddenly feels like a red flag. The kind of moment that might have been forgotten, if not for what we know now. Even a short-lived connection can leave people wondering what else was shared, and more importantly, what wasn't disclosed. Jennifer Lopez, the one from the beginning, before the headlines, before the scandals, before the internet even knew how far this story would spiral, there was Jennifer Lopez. From 1999 to 2001, she and Diddy were the ultimate it couple. Red carpets, nightclub busts, even a notorious arrest. It was passionate, public, and unforgettable. At the time, no one could have predicted that decades later, her name would be back in circulation, not for music, not for movies, but for something far more chilling. Viral speculation has dragged Jade Lo's name into a storm she had nothing to do with, at least not recently. But the question lingers, can something from that far back still cast a shadow today? Could the past come back to haunt the present? Stick around, because the most shocking twist may still be coming. Kim Porter, the tragedy revisited. Kim Porter wasn't just another name in Diddy's long list of relationships. She was the mother of 3 of his children, his longtime partner, and someone who shared over a decade of deep, complicated history with him. When she passed away suddenly in 2018, the world mourned. It was framed as a tragedy, pneumonia, the report said. But now, years later, fans are revisiting everything, combing through old interviews, photos, medical records. The question being whispered online is haunting. Was something missed? Her death felt heartbreaking then, but in the shadow of today's headlines, some fear it might have also been overlooked. So many women, so many timelines, and so many unanswered questions. From long-term loves to quiet flings, Diddy's past is suddenly under a harsh viral spotlight. Nothing has been confirmed, no medical records, no public statements. But let's be real, the internet doesn't wait for confirmation. The silence around this story, it speaks volumes. And now the whispers are growing louder. Could someone be next to speak out? Or will more names surface, turning speculation into scandal? Drop your thoughts below. Do you believe this is just smoke, or is there fire behind the rumors? Who do you think might break their silence next? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because in a story this messy, the next update could break everything wide open. Until then, stay curious and stay watching.